Have you ever wondered if ancient wisdom could change your energy instantly? What if the secret to bending reality, awakening inner power, and transcending the limits of the human mind was buried thousands of years ago in tablets not made of stone, but of emerald? They say these tablets are indestructible. They say they hold the lost knowledge of Atlantis, and they say the one who wrote them was not entirely human. His name was Thoth, keeper of secrets, architect of time, master of space, and one of the most enigmatic figures in all of mythology. But these are not just stories. These are frequencies encoded in symbols, meant to awaken you when the world was ready. Before we step into the ancient corridors of the Emerald Tablets, know this: what you are about to hear is only the beginning. In this sacred transmission, we will unveil the first 8 timeless lessons inscribed by Thoth, the Atlantean, the scribe of the gods. Each one holds a frequency, a key that unlocks deeper awareness, hidden knowledge, and the divine code etched into your very being. But the Emerald Tablets are vast, and Thoth's wisdom is infinite. This is part 1 of a 2-part journey. In this video, we awaken the first 8 revelations, and in the next chapter, we will return to uncover 5 final teachings, mystical laws that have echoed through secret mystery schools, whispered only to the initiates of light. These are not affirmations, they are activations. With each lesson, a key is placed in your hand, a key to unlock parts of yourself you've forgotten, or perhaps were never told existed. So sit back, but not too comfortably, because once you hear these lessons, you may never experience reality the same way again. So stay until the end, absorb each frequency, and prepare for what is yet to be revealed may forever shift your soul's alignment. The Emerald Tablets are calling, and you were meant to find them. That which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below, to accomplish the miracle of the one thing. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt something looking back? Not just stars, not just silence, but a strange familiarity, as if the constellations were whispering secrets your soul already knew. What if I told you? They are. Buried within the mysterious Emerald Tablets, texts said to be written over 36,000 years ago by the Atlantean sage Thoth, lies a forgotten truth. A formula of frequency so profound that it bends reality itself. And it begins with this: as above, so below. This isn't metaphor, it's a cosmic code, a mirror hidden in plain sight, showing us that everything we see outside of us, the sky, the stars, even the patterns of time, is reflected within. That your thoughts are not just private echoes, but cosmic tools that ripple across dimensions. You are not small, you are not separate, you are a fractal of the all. This ancient law teaches us something modern science is only beginning to grasp: that reality is holographic. The whole is in every part. The spiral of a galaxy and the swirl of a fingerprint speak the same sacred language. The mystics called it divine symmetry. Thoth called it a key to unlocking your true power. So the question is, what are you reflecting? Because if the outer world is simply a mirror of the inner, then you hold the brush to repaint the canvas of your life. Shift your thoughts, and the stars shift with you. We're not here to worship the heavens. We're here to remember that we are made of the same fire. To walk the path of Thoth is to awaken to this truth, to become conscious of the mirror, and then to wield it. Man is in the process of becoming, yet he is not yet the light. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. There is a secret buried in this phrase, a truth so ancient, so liberating, it dismantles every illusion of finality. You are not a finished product. You are a spark caught in the furnace of transformation. You are the alchemical fire, still burning. In the teachings of Thoth, mankind is not seen as fallen or broken, but as unfinished. We are divine projects in progress, a cosmic species mid-evolution, climbing the spiral staircase of the soul. This lesson reveals one of the most liberating truths. You don't have to be perfect. You only need to be becoming. You are not here to reach a final destination. You are here to evolve infinitely. From the sleeping matter to the awakened light, from ignorance to gnosis, your very existence is the journey of a God remembering itself. And this process of becoming, it's not linear, it spirals. It unfolds through cycles of death and rebirth, failure and revelation, forgetting and remembering. In ancient Egyptian terms, you are the scarab, the symbol of Khepri, the god of becoming. Like the dung beetle rolls the sun across the sky, you too are constantly shaping your inner sun, pushing it upward from the shadows into brilliance. But Thoth warns us, many stop too soon. They grow comfortable in the halfway state. They trade the infinite horizon for fleeting security. They forget they are stars in formation. So how do we align with this process of becoming? By surrendering to change, by embracing discomfort as growth, by seeing every challenge not as punishment, but as initiation. Every heartbreak, every fall, every shadow you confront is refining your soul into something brighter. You are being carved into clarity. Just as the rough stone must be cut to reveal the crystal, your soul must pass through fire to shine like the sun. Thoth calls us to rise beyond the illusion of "I am finished." He says, "You are not yet the light, but the light is within you. Nurture it, grow it, become it." Remember this. You are the becoming of God, not a static being, but a flowing river of potential, eternal in essence, yet forever evolving in form. The moment you realize you are still becoming, you set yourself free from judgment, you escape the trap of comparison, you open the door to transformation. So let go of who you think you're supposed to be, and lean into who you are becoming. That is the path of Thoth. That is the journey of the initiate. In all space, there is only one wisdom. Though seemingly divided, it is one in the one. All that exists comes forth from the light, and the light dwells within all. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. There is a flame inside you. Not metaphorical, not symbolic. A real flame, ancient, eternal, divine. Thoth calls it the fire of the one, the sacred spark of the all. It's not given to you, it's remembered by you. It has no beginning and it knows no end. In the silent core of your being, behind the thoughts, behind the noise, behind the body, there it flickers, the undying flame. Most never touch it. They search the skies, scriptures, and secrets, but overlook the sacred temple that houses the light, themselves. This lesson is the turning point for every seeker, the moment when the gaze turns inward. Seek the flame within, Thoth whispers. For only within can you contact the original source, not through dogma, not through hierarchy, but through direct knowing. When you meditate, when you silence the mind and descend into the depths of your inner world, you are returning to the flame. You are stepping into the chamber of your soul, where the divine fire burns in stillness. And this fire is not passive, it is conscious. It is alive. It illuminates truth. It burns away illusion. It purifies you of everything that isn't you. The more you remember it, the brighter it grows. And as it grows, something miraculous happens. Your frequency begins to shift. You no longer react from fear, but respond from light. You no longer seek validation, because you burn with knowing. You no longer follow the path. You become it. The ancients knew this flame as the Ba, the soul essence, the higher self, the solar double. Thoth reminds us that contacting it is not a once-in-a-lifetime revelation. It is a daily return, a ritual of remembrance. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, let the world fall away, and in the silence, feel it, that gentle warmth, that subtle shimmer behind your heart, that whisper of light saying, I am. That is the flame. Protect it, nourish it, live from it, because once you find that fire, you will never again feel lost. For within you is the map, the compass, and the home. And when the outer world grows dark, you will not fear, for you will carry the sun within you. This is what it means to seek the flame within. This is the secret of the adepts and the path of the immortal soul. Time is something that exists only in your world. It is not real in the realms of light. For the soul, there is no past or future, only the eternal now. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. We've all been hypnotized by the ticking clock. Birth, childhood, aging, death. We march through life on this invisible conveyor belt of time, thinking it's absolute. But what if time is a dream? Thoth tells us, time is an illusion, a trick of perception, a tool of the material world. To the soul, there is no yesterday, no tomorrow, only presence, the boundless now. Let that unravel your mind for a moment. Everything you remember as past is a memory playing in your consciousness, right now. Everything you imagine as future is a projection being visualized, right now. So what is real? Only the space you're in, the frequency you're tuned to, the consciousness you hold now. This is why Thoth urges us to transcend the clock, not by ignoring time, but by mastering it. Because time is not linear, it's cyclical, spiral, and malleable. And here's the secret. When you shift your frequency, you shift your position in time. Think of time not as a straight line, but a spiral staircase. Each level holds a different version of you. As your vibration rises, you ascend to new timelines, where new events unfold. Same Earth, different dimension. This is how the ancient masters traveled through time. Not with machines, but with consciousness. They understood that the present moment is a portal, a doorway into all timelines, past lives, future potentials, cosmic memories, all accessible through the now. Ever had déjà vu? Or a dream that felt like a memory? These are echoes of your multidimensional nature. Your soul has walked many paths, not in sequence, but simultaneously. Because the soul is not bound by the clock, it is eternal, timeless, beyond decay. Thoth knew this. That's why he writes in the tablets that he was the same across lifetimes, changing form but not essence. He remembered Atlantis, Egypt, distant stars, because he existed outside of time. And so do you. But we forget, because the body ages, the world spins, the clock ticks, and we fall under the spell of linearity. So how do we awaken from this illusion? We meditate, we become still, we access the eternal presence beneath thought, the timeless witness. When you find that presence, you are no longer the prisoner of time. You become its master. You realize that you are not a being racing toward death. You are awareness itself, observing a dream from outside the dream. So, The next time you feel rushed, anxious, or afraid of running out of time, pause, breathe, and remember, you are not your age, not your schedule, not your deadlines. You are the soul, and the soul is infinite. Thoth invites you to transcend the clock, not to escape life, but to enter it fully, not as a victim of time, but as a sovereign of eternity. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth light. It's more than just the thing that allows us to see. It is the very essence of creation itself. It is the force that transforms chaos into order, that gives form to the formless, and that breathes life into the universe. Thoth, the ancient god of wisdom, didn't just say that light is important. He stated, light is the key. But the question is, the key to what? To everything. In ancient teachings, light was often regarded as the most profound force of nature, not just in a physical sense, where light illuminates, but in an energetic, vibrational sense. Everything that exists is a form of light vibrating at different frequencies. From the cells in your body to the stars above, it's all light, just manifested in varying densities. The key message here is simple. Light holds a frequency. Every color, every ray, every particle of light carries a specific vibrational signature. This is what makes a light so powerful. Not just what you see with your eyes, but the invisible energy that shapes the fabric of existence. Light is not just what you see. Light is what you become. Thoth spoke of light as the essence of creation. As the foundational force that governs the cosmos, light is the divine force that weaves together the universe. The stars, planets, galaxies, they are all structured through patterns of light. The vibrations of these light waves affect everything from the motion of the stars to the rhythm of your heartbeat. And just as light moves throughout the cosmos, it also moves through you. You've probably experienced it before. Have you ever stepped into the sunlight and felt a burst of energy, a sense of warmth and peace? Or on the flip side, how a dark, gloomy space can make you feel heavy and tired? This isn't just a mental or emotional response, it's energetic. The light around you impacts the frequency you vibrate at, and in turn, it affects how you feel, think, and interact with the world. Now, imagine tuning your vibration to this higher frequency of light. Thoth encourages us to align ourselves with this divine force, because when we do, we raise our energy field and open ourselves to the infinite possibilities of the universe. But how do we do this? How do we tune ourselves to the frequency of light? It begins by recognizing that light is not something outside of you, it's something within you. We often look for light in the world around us, sunlight, the stars, or even artificial light. But Thoth's wisdom tells us that the true light is inside of you. This is the light of your soul, the energy that illuminates your path, guides your choices, and fuels your potential. The light within you is more powerful than any external source. It's the light that connects you to the universe, to the divine, and to your highest self. The more you connect with your inner light, the more you align with your true nature, which is infinite and full of potential. This is the light that transcends time, that brings clarity to your mind, peace to your heart, and strength to your spirit. When you access your inner light, you step into your highest power. To truly tune to the frequency of light, you must first clear the obstructions within you. Blockages, negative emotions, and limiting beliefs are like clouds that dim the brightness of your inner light. Meditation, deep breathing, grounding in nature, and staying present are some of the tools you can use to clear these blockages. As you begin to clear away the distractions and negative energy, your light shines brighter, and your entire being vibrates at a higher frequency. This higher vibration aligns you with the divine energy of the universe. Your vibration also connects to the emotions you experience. High vibration emotions like love, joy, and gratitude emit light-like frequencies, while negative emotions like fear, anger, and sadness lower your vibration. In essence, the more positive emotions you embody, the stronger your light becomes. When your energy is filled with love and peace, you are aligned with the frequency of light, and your whole world reflects that. You begin to manifest more love, beauty, and abundance, all because you are in tune with the light. This process of embodying light isn't just about yourself. As you raise your vibration and tune to the frequency of light, you become a beacon for others. Your presence inspires, your energy is magnetic, and your actions reflect the highest truth. The shadow is not the enemy, but the unexpressed potential waiting to be discovered. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth darkness. It's often feared, avoided, and misunderstood. When we think of darkness, our minds tend to gravitate toward negativity, uncertainty, and chaos. It's seen as the antithesis of light, something to be repelled. But Thoth's teachings, full of profound wisdom, challenge this idea. He doesn't say, avoid the darkness. No, he tells us, seek not the darkness, but release the light. But what does this truly mean? How can we release the light when we're surrounded by shadow? To fully grasp Thoth's wisdom here, we must first acknowledge the role of the shadow in our lives. The shadow isn't simply an absence of light. It is a vital part of our existence. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves that we've hidden, suppressed, or rejected. These are aspects of our psyche that we deem undesirable or frightening. The fears, insecurities, wounds, and flaws that we'd rather not face. Yet, the shadow is not inherently evil or negative. In fact, it holds immense power. It is a vessel of unexpressed potential, a rich source of personal transformation waiting to be unlocked. Thoth's message in this lesson is not to shun the darkness, but to understand it as a mirror reflecting what needs healing, integrating, and awakening within you. The darkness is a canvas, waiting for the light of your consciousness to illuminate it, transforming what was once hidden into something powerful and radiant. Alchemy, at its core, is the process of transforming one substance into another, usually turning something base into something pure. Similarly, the alchemy of shadow is the art of transforming the hidden, suppressed parts of yourself into light. Thoth teaches us that by embracing and releasing the light from within, we can transmute our fears, doubts, and negative emotions into sources of strength, creativity, and wisdom. This is where true alchemical magic happens. When we confront our inner darkness, rather than running from it, we allow ourselves to process and heal it. As we do, we begin to realize that the shadow holds the key to the most profound aspects of our being, those parts of us that have been waiting to be expressed. The first step in this transformative journey is to face the shadow. This can be uncomfortable, even painful, but it's a necessary part of the process. Ignoring the shadow doesn't make it go away. In fact, it grows stronger the more we suppress it. Ask yourself, What parts of yourself have you been avoiding? Is it fear of failure, unresolved grief, or perhaps feelings of unworthiness? Whatever it is, the first step to releasing the light within is to acknowledge the darkness, to see it, feel it, and understand it without judgment. Once you face your shadow, you'll start to notice something remarkable. The shadow is not separate from the light. The two are intimately connected, and in truth, one cannot exist without the other. It's in the darkness that the light of awareness shines brightest. The more you dive into the shadow, the more you reveal the hidden treasures within it. This is why Thoth encourages us to release the light, not by rejecting the darkness, but by accepting it, understanding it, and allowing it to transform us. By shining our light on the shadow, we can illuminate the aspects of ourselves that need healing, nurturing, and growth. As you begin to accept and release the light from your shadow, you'll notice a subtle shift. The fear and uncertainty that once surrounded your darker emotions will begin to dissipate, replaced by a profound sense of empowerment. The shadow, once an intimidating force, now becomes a tool for transformation, a gateway to your truest, most authentic self. Thoth's words remind us that our light does not diminish in the face of darkness. Instead, it expands, becoming more radiant, more pure, more powerful. We must embrace this process, the alchemy of shadow, for it is the key to truly stepping into our full potential. By releasing the light hidden within your shadow, you begin to create a harmonious balance within yourself. You transcend duality, moving beyond the notion that you are either light or dark. Instead, you become a whole being, integrating both your light and shadow into a unified force. Through this integration, you tap into a wellspring of creativity, wisdom, and inner peace. The more you learn to release the light within the darkness, the more you align with your higher self, accessing levels of consciousness and power that were once inaccessible. You'll begin to recognize that the shadow is not something to fear, but something to embrace, for it holds the seeds of great transformation. The greatest power in the universe is the mastery of the self. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. In the vast, infinite expanse of existence, where stars burn brightly in the heavens and the earth spins silently in space, there is one truth that remains timeless and unshakable. The journey of ascension begins with the self. Thoth, in his infinite wisdom, reminds us that in order to rise above the challenges of life and ascend to higher planes of consciousness, we must first master the very thing that shapes our reality, the self. But what does it mean to truly master oneself? How does self-mastery become the key to ascension? And why is it such a profound and central concept in the teachings of Thoth? Self-mastery is not about control in the traditional sense. It's not about forcing yourself to conform to rigid structures or adhering to external rules and regulations. Instead, self-mastery is the deep, inner discipline that leads to personal sovereignty. It's about understanding your thoughts, emotions, desires, and behaviors, and aligning them with your higher purpose and divine essence. At its core, self-mastery is about becoming aware of who you truly are beyond the fleeting distractions of the world. It is the art of recognizing and integrating the totality of your being, both light and shadow, and using this awareness to consciously choose how you respond to life's circumstances. It's the ability to control the mind, to transcend the ego, and to align your actions with your highest truth. One of the greatest obstacles to self-mastery is the ego. The ego is the aspect of the self that is driven by fear, insecurity, and attachment to external identity. It wants validation, recognition, and control. In many ways, the ego is a protector, but it also keeps us stuck in patterns of limitation and separation. Thoth's teachings ask us to look beyond the ego's desires and illusions. Self-mastery begins with detaching from the false identities that the ego creates. Whether it's our need to be right, our need to impress others, or our attachment to our material possessions and social status. When we master the ego, we no longer identify with these surface-level aspects of the self. Instead, we tap into the deeper, infinite self, the one connected to the cosmos, to the divine, and to the eternal wisdom of the universe. This shift in perspective allows us to see life as it truly is, an ever-changing, interconnected dance of energies. With self-mastery, we no longer allow external circumstances or the fluctuations of our emotions to dictate our responses. Instead, we cultivate an inner stillness that allows us to act from a place of clarity, compassion, and purpose. Self-mastery also entails the power of self-control. It's about cultivating the ability to govern your impulses and direct your energy toward that which serves your highest good. This control is not about suppression, but about channeling your energy consciously, choosing where you place your focus and steering your mind, emotions, and actions toward constructive ends. In a world filled with distractions, temptations, and external pressures, true self-control can be a powerful tool. Thoth's teachings invite us to refine our ability to choose our responses with wisdom and grace. By mastering our inner world, we gain the power to shape our outer reality. While self-mastery can seem like an abstract concept, it becomes tangible through discipline and consistency. This is the part where many seekers fall short. The journey of self-mastery is not a one-time event, but a lifelong commitment. It requires daily practice, a continuous effort to examine the self, refine one's actions, and align with higher principles. Thoth teaches that every thought, every word, and every action should be infused with intention. To rise to higher states of consciousness, we must first take full responsibility for our own evolution. Discipline is the vehicle that drives this process, ensuring that we stay focused and aligned with our path, even when challenges arise. It's about cultivating habits of thought and action that reinforce the higher self, allowing us to transcend the lower, reactive patterns of the ego. The mastery of the self is achieved through consistent practice, whether through meditation, introspection, self-inquiry, or other spiritual practices. Every moment becomes an opportunity to refine the self and ascend to new levels of awareness and being. At its heart, self-mastery is the gateway to ascension. Ascension, in Thoth's teachings, refers to the process of awakening to higher dimensions of consciousness, where we begin to experience the unity of all things. It is the elevation of the soul beyond the confines of the material world, toward a state of divine harmony and enlightenment. Self-mastery is the key that unlocks this higher state of being. When we master the self, we are no longer bound by the limitations of the physical world or the ego's desires. We rise above fear, doubt, and confusion, and begin to see with the eyes of the soul. The ego's grip loosens, and we experience a profound connection to the divine essence within and around us. This process of ascension is a gradual unfolding. As we master ourselves, we align more and more with our true purpose and essence. We move closer to the realization that we are not separate from the universe. We are one with it. Through self-mastery, we unlock our full potential and become the creators of our own reality, no longer passive participants, but active architects of our spiritual and physical existence. Life's challenges are an inevitable part of the journey, but Thoth's teachings remind us that these obstacles are not meant to break us. In fact, they are the very crucibles through which we forge our mastery. Every trial, every moment of struggle is an opportunity to practice self-mastery. When faced with difficulties, the master does not react impulsively. Instead, they respond with patience, wisdom, and discernment. Self-mastery involves the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and poise, always keeping a clear focus on the larger picture and the higher goal. By viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, we transform adversity into a stepping stone on the path to ascension. The more we master ourselves, the less we are affected by external events, and the more we are able to rise above them with ease. It's important to understand that self-mastery is not a destination. It is a never-ending journey. Each level of mastery opens the door to a higher level of being, and the process of ascension continues infinitely. The more we evolve, the more we discover about ourselves and the universe. Thoth's message is clear. To rise is to master the self. The true path of ascension is found within, and it begins with the conscious, deliberate act of mastering the mind, emotions, and spirit. Through discipline, self-awareness, and constant growth, we transcend the limitations of the ego and align with the divine plan. By mastering the self, we not only ascend to higher states of consciousness, but we also contribute to the collective elevation of humanity. As each individual rises, the entire world is uplifted, creating a ripple effect that leads to a more enlightened, harmonious existence for all. So, remember, the path to ascension begins with mastering the self. The power to rise, to evolve, and to transform is within you. By unlocking your inner mastery, you unlock the potential for limitless growth and connection to the divine. In the stillness, all is created. In the silence, the universe speaks its deepest truths. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. In a world that is constantly in motion, where every moment seems to demand our attention, the concept of silence can seem foreign or even counterintuitive. We are often conditioned to believe that power is something that must be earned through action, that we must speak loudly and be heard to assert our dominance, to make our mark. Yet Thoth, in his profound wisdom, reveals a different path, a path where the greatest power arises from within the silence. To understand this deep truth, we must explore what silence truly is. It's not merely the absence of sound or noise, but a sacred state of being, a place where all external distractions fade away, and we are left with the pure essence of who we are. In the silence, we are no longer defined by the external world. We transcend the illusions of time, space, and ego. We become one with the eternal, with the source of all creation. In our fast-paced world, silence is often seen as a void, a gap to be filled with noise, thoughts, and activity. However, Thoth's teachings invite us to reframe silence as a source of profound power. When we are silent, we return to the primordial state of being. the place where creation itself springs forth. The ancient Egyptians understood that silence was not an absence, but an active, potent force that transcended all other energies. Consider the vastness of space. The stars, planets, and galaxies move in the profound silence of the universe. Silence is the backdrop to creation itself, the silent force from which everything emerges. In the same way, when we retreat into silence, we open the doors to a higher frequency of existence. In silence, we align ourselves with the very creative power of the cosmos. When we learn to be still and quiet the mind, we allow ourselves to connect to our inner source, that quiet, infinite part of ourselves that knows no boundaries. It is in this state of silence that the greatest power is born, a power that isn't loud or forceful, but one that is steady, unwavering, and deeply rooted in truth. It's the power of clarity, insight, and creation, the power to act from a place of deep knowing rather than reaction. In many spiritual traditions, silence is revered as the gateway to wisdom. It is in the silence that we can hear the quiet whispers of our higher self, the subtle nudges that guide us toward our true purpose. In the chaos and noise of daily life, we often miss the deeper messages that are being communicated to us. But in silence, our minds become clear, and our souls open to the divine wisdom that flows from the infinite. The mind, when constantly active, can be clouded by unnecessary chatter and distractions. It is only when we quiet this mental noise that we can truly hear the guidance of the soul and the whispers of the universe. Thoth understood that silence wasn't just a tool for calming the mind. It was a means of tuning into a higher frequency of wisdom, one that transcends the limitations of linear thinking and limited perception. The more we practice silence, the more we access the wisdom of the universal consciousness, that timeless knowledge that flows through all things. In stillness, the answers we seek are already there, waiting to be revealed. The challenge is not to search for them, but to allow them to emerge through the clarity that silence provides. One of the greatest benefits of silence is the power it has to help us gain control over the mind. The mind is a powerful force, capable of both creating our reality and distorting it. When left unchecked, it can be a source of constant agitation, fear, and distraction. However, in the stillness of silence, we can gain mastery over the mind, learning to direct it with intention and purpose. Through silence, we can observe the thoughts that arise within us without judgment or attachment. This practice of mindfulness allows us to disidentify with our thoughts, recognizing that we are not our thoughts, but the silent observer of them. As we cultivate this awareness, we begin to free ourselves from the tyranny of our own mental patterns, and we gain the power to choose how we respond to the world around us. In silence, we discover that true power lies not in reacting to external events, but in choosing our responses from a place of deep inner clarity. And now, the first 8 frequencies have been awakened within you. These are not merely teachings, they are codes vibrating through the fabric of your soul, unlocking what has long slept beneath the surface of your consciousness. But the Emerald Tablets are not yet done speaking. There remain 5 final lessons, hidden truths whispered only to those who have walked this far into the mystery. In our next transmission, we will reveal the deeper keys of Thoth, the final inscriptions that complete the ancient map to transformation, ascension, and the merging with the All. Chosen One. The tablets are alive, and they are watching. When you are ready, the next gate will open. Until then, let the light guide you and listen for the whisper of Thoth.